Hi, I'm Daphne Richards, and this is Augie. Our question this week is about oxblood lilies and other fall flowering bulbs. When should they be divided? As with many plants, the time for any major maintenance of flowering bulbs is after they've flowered and gone dormant. So a good rule of thumb is to watch for the foliage to yellow and die back before you dig and divide them. Since oxblood lilies are hardy to zone 6 and we're in much warmer zone 8 here in central Texas, they often stay green all winter long. If so, be patient, perhaps even waiting until early spring to interrupt them. Dividing will refresh these show-stopping beauties, reinvigorating their capacity to flower. But you might notice that the first season after transplanting, you get fewer or no flowers at all. That's because after division, the bulbs will need a little time to concentrate on vegetative growth, settling in, making new roots, and producing lots of green growth before they expend precious energy on making flowers. Most fall flowering bulbs only need to divide it about every 5 years or so don't be in any hurry for this task. If the clustered colonies of bulbs become too crowded, flowering may be inhibited, so if you can't remember when you planted your oxblood lilies, watch for that sign instead and divide them once you've noticed a decline in their floral display. When dividing, you'll want to use a large garden spade, but be careful not to puncture the bulbs. This might seem tricky, but it shouldn't be too hard if you back away from the foliage by about 6 inches or so, turning up the soil and pulling the bulbs to the surface without damaging them. Separate the bulbs into smaller clumps or even individual bulbs and then transplant or give away the rest. I think that 75% of my gardening friends with gorgeous oxblood lilies in their gardens receive them as pass-along plants from other gardeners. Our plant this week is garlic chives. These lesser planted chives really do deserve an exalted place in our gardens. If you want to use them in cooking, you'll need to harvest prior to flowering, but be sure to plant enough to share with nature. As you can see, insects love them. And with our declining bee population, we should do everything that we can to nurture these fragile species of crucial pollinators. After the flowers are spent, you can also use them as a lovely accent in dried cut flower arrangements. As with most bulbs, well-drained soil is best, but garlic chives can take a bit of clay. Adding compost or other well-decomposed organic matter is also good. Garlic chives have flat leaves as opposed to the rounded ones of other chives, so they provide an interesting structural element to the garden even before they flower. As we just mentioned with oxblood lilies, these flowering bulbs make great pass-along plants, carrying with them fond memories of the gardener they came from. Our wonderful CTG producer, Linda Lemishverda, received her garlic chives from one of her first guests on this show, and of course, thinks of him every year when they bloom. Linda says these bulbs have gone through drought, flood, death-defying heat, and a shockingly cold winter with a 12-degree low temperature. Garlic chives are one of the easiest plants ever for shade, but they also do quite well with a little sun. Our viewer picture this week is from Brian Parker of lovely summer annual pentas. Thank you. We'd love to hear from you, so please visit us at klru.org/ctg to send us your questions and pictures.